I am ready to share this fantastic news with you. And the fantastic news is that I got engaged. Apologies for not being able to tell this before, but of course, as you can understand, the brothers and sisters are before anybody else. So that's the situation. The whole setting was so elegant. The whole proposal was so elegant. He's a very elegant, a very discreet man. He's not into bling bling, show off kind of things. He hates bling bling and show off. So it was very him. And it was very elegant, very discreet, and I loved it. Welcome to Blisstopia podcast. I'm your host, Mercedes Castellani, life purpose coach, business owner, and your spiritual guide on all things mindset, manifestation, and purpose. This podcast is a space for deep reflections, meaningful conversations to help you expand your mind, dive into the depths of your soul, and create a life that makes you feel alive. Whether you're walking, driving, or simply vibing, take a deep breath and get ready to dive. Hello, my love. Welcome to another episode of Blisstopia podcast. I'm your host, Mercedes Castellani. And today we need to talk, girl. We need to talk because there's many things happening in my personal life. And I had to keep this one a secret for a while. And I'm going to tell you why. But I am ready to share this fantastic news with you. And the fantastic news is that I got engaged. If you are looking at this on YouTube or if you're looking at this on Spotify with the video, here you go. Look at this fantastic ring. Oh my God. So beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, let's talk. Then we're going to talk about the ring. I'm going to tell you everything. So many things to share. First of all, how and when did the proposal happen? Basically, this happened back in May, and Fabrice, my partner, my fiance, now I'm going to have to get used to that word, organized a trip. 100%. He organized everything, the hotel, the flights, the car that we rented in there, absolutely everything. He chose the destination. He prepared everything. It was an absolute surprise for me. And it was really fun because back then, some of the people in the world of Blisstopia, some of my clients, some of my friends, some very intuitive woman sent me a message saying, is he going to propose on this trip? Did he propose on this trip? Like, people could feel that something was going on. And actually something was going on, but basically we decided not to share publicly until now so that was in May, and we were meeting all of his family in July. So we knew that we wanted to wait until July to tell his brothers and sisters all at the same time. So basically, until we could tell those very important people, and we wanted to tell those people live in person, we couldn't really tell to the world, which was extremely hard for me because, of course, I want to share absolutely everything with you. And, it's like this fantastic news, super happy news, super exciting news. And I just couldn't share. I couldn't share on the podcast. I couldn't share on Instagram, but it was the right way of doing things because, of course, we wanted to tell our close family, in this case, his brothers and sisters. Then we told, for example, the cousins, aunts, uncles, some close friends. Then we told some other friends. And now we're like open the thing publicly to absolutely everybody. So apologies for not being able to tell this before, but of course, as you can understand, the brothers and sisters are before anybody else. So that's the situation. So basically, this happened back in May, end of May. Fabrice organized a fantastic trip for both of us. He planned absolutely everything, the trips, the flights, the car, the hotel, absolutely everything. And I didn't even know where we were going, but we were traveling on a Thursday. And on Wednesday, I didn't even know where we were going. And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, it would be so nice to go to Greece. So I knew we were going somewhere, but it could be anything. It could be Norway. It could be Croatia. It could be Morocco. It could be Italy. I had no clue. So I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I hope it's Greece. I hope it's Greece. And then that night he came back home and he was like, okay, you need to try to guess where we're going and you have 3 shots. If you don't guess, you're not coming, basically. So I said, are we going to Croatia? He said no. And I said, are we going to Greece? And he said yes. So basically I guessed pretty quickly. And it was really funny because, so that was Wednesday night. And we usually don't drink during the week at all. So we don't drink during the week. And during the weekends, we drink just a little bit, like 1 cocktail, 2 max, basically. And it was a Wednesday night and he arrived with a bottle of champagne. And I was like, a bottle of champagne on a Wednesday night? That's weird. That's weird for us on a Wednesday. Of course, we drink champagne, but during the weekend, but we never drink champagne during the week. So I was like, what is going on here? And in the end, so we had a glass of champagne. And then the next day we flew to Crete. And we had the most fantastic trip. It was a fantastic trip. I think I love Greece. So in any case, a trip to Greece is always a good idea. And he chose so well because it was like exactly what my soul was craving. And some people ask me, like, did you imagine that he was going to propose? See something? Did you suspect? So like we of course we discussed, right, about the future of the relationship, where we're going. And he had brought up the subject many times. So I knew that this topic was something that was very important for him. So I knew that at some point it was going to happen. And I even knew that it was kind of like even more important for him than it is for me. I think children are very, very important for me. And for him, it's more like setting the structure and setting like the marriage and all of that. So I knew that it was going to happen. I knew that it was something that was very important for him. I knew that he was very committed, very serious to me. It was never one of those relationships where you're kind of like hoping that the guy is going to propose. From the very beginning, I knew that he wanted something nice, stable, serious with me. So I never questioned. In fact, he was always so certain and always making moves that I was just like relaxing, enjoying the ride, and kind of letting him guide and decide on the timings of marriage. So I knew that this was something that was important for him. We also discussed about our timings in general. Okay, now we're moving to Paris. We're setting up a new apartment. At some point, we plan to be parents. So I knew like the timings of those things. So I was like, okay, so between the apartment in Paris and the potential child, then I think I can expect this to happen. So it kind of like made sense, could happen. It was quite likely that it would happen, but I had never seen a ring. I had never heard a conversation. I had no clue that he was actually preparing something for me. So basically, he prepared this fantastic trip. And when he arrived with the champagne on a Wednesday night, which is so not us, champagne is very us, but not on a Wednesday night. That's not us. That's more like for the weekends, as I was saying. So that was weird. And when I asked, so why is this? He said, to celebrate this weekend. And I was like, that's such a bad light. But hey, we're traveling. I'm in for champagne. I'm always in for champagne. So let's grab a glass of champagne. Well, I knew that it could happen. But at the same time, I didn't want to get my hopes up because I didn't want it to go to Greece. And then at the end of that trip to Greece, be like, so that was just a trip to Greece. And then it's like, it's a trip to Greece with the man that you love. It's a fantastic thing. I don't ever want to be disappointed by such a fantastic thing. So I was open to it happening. I knew that it could happen, but I wasn't like, okay, this is the trip. I hope it happens. I was like pretty chill about it. But just in case, because this girl is clever, just in case I did my nails with a beautiful French manicure, just in case, like just in case if the manifestation was going to happen right now, I'm ready. But also I'm open to it not happening, and that's okay. So it could happen, it could not happen. In any case, it would have been a fantastic trip. Of course, with the ring and with all of the rest of the story that I'm going to share with you, it gets better and better and better. But I was open to everything, basically. So we had a fantastic trip in Greece, magnificent Greek coffee, magnificent Greek food. We went to these fantastic places, beautiful beaches, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then on the first night, so we were there from Thursday morning until Sunday night. So for a long weekend, basically. And on the first night, so that was Thursday night, we went to a really nice fish restaurant with really good local produce, but like really fancy fish restaurant. And we were seated in a table on our own, one of those tables where it's kind of like it's very intimate. No one can hear your conversation. You're like in your own little bubble, basically. So we had a table outside and we were sitting one next to the other. And we just started having this fantastic food. Then I asked the sommelier for a very specific kind of wine that I wanted to try from Greece. I gave him a very specific brief of what I wanted for the kind of food that we were going to have. And he brought a wine that was just magnificent, just on point. So basically, the place, Crete, was fantastic because Greece is always such a pleasure. The food was delicious. The wine was on point. So we were just having like this fantastic dinner. And all of a sudden, we start, discussing. And he says, so how do you see things in the future? So how do you see us in 5 years? And mind you, every time we're on a big trip, he always asks these kind of things. If we're traveling, for example, for many hours by car, he will bring up an important conversation. When we were in Patagonia, he asked for the first time, okay, so what do you think about marriage? Because back then we didn't know what we both thought about marriage. So on that trip, he asked in Patagonia, what do you think about marriage? Every time we're in a car, he brings up like these big life, open-ended conversations. And basically, we were sitting there in that restaurant and he said, so how do you see us in 5 years? And of course, we started speaking and we said, okay, maybe we see 2 children, we see a house by the beach, we see a portfolio of investments, we see different kind of things that we want in our lives. And then he turned to his jacket and he was like, but there's something missing in all of that. And I was like, oh my God, I think that was the phrase in which I understood, oh my God, like it's happening. It's now, it's here. And I was like happy, but also freaking out on the inside. And I think so he turned his jacket, he took a little box and he gave me a ring and he said a phrase, which I think means that he wanted to marry me, but I don't remember the exact phrase. I think I was so nervous all of a sudden that I simply didn't register the phrase. I know that he asked me to marry him. I know that I said yes, but I couldn't tell you if the phrase was in French, in Spanish, probably it wasn't in English, and I don't know in which language I answered. So I don't really remember because I think I was so nervous that I stopped kind of like registering the whole thing. I stopped registering what was happening. So he asked me to marry him. I said yes. And we had a fantastic rest of the evening. We had fantastic dessert and all of that. So basically, that was like, it's kind of like the shock. It's like something that you want. And then when it is actually there, you're like, oh my God, like it's actually happening. It's actually happy, but also you're like, oh my God. And basically the next day, I think I got kind of like back into a calm mode. And I told him, hey, but you didn't put yourself like on your knees, because we were seated on a restaurant, which was really nice because basically it was like this very intimate space. It was a fantastic place. It was a very elegant setting. And just the phrases that he used were fantastic. We had a conversation, the conversation was flowing naturally. And then this phrase that he said, but there's something missing in all of that. It's like, okay, this is the piece that it's going to allow us to have all of that. I thought the whole setting was so elegant. The whole proposal was so elegant. He's a very elegant, a very discreet man. He's not into bling bling, show off kind of things. He hates bling bling and show off. So it was very him, and it was very elegant, very discreet. And I loved it. I loved the whole thing. I loved the trip that he organized for me. I was in my feminine energy, enjoying the trip. And he was in his masculine, organizing and planning and doing. And that was just fantastic. The proposal in the restaurant was so elegant, fantastic. And then the next day after the proposal, when I came back to my senses and I could actually think about what was happening, I was like, but you didn't get on your knees. You didn't ask me on your knees. Oh my God. So basically, that day on Friday, we went to a beach that has pink, gorgeous sand, pink sand, really beautiful. And basically, he asked for the ring again. And then he asked me again, just to have fun, just to like do the actual kneel on the sand kind of thing. So we did that. And he asked me, would you like to be my husband or something like that? He asked in French, but he kind of like confused the words because you get nervous. Even if you're doing it for the second time, you get nervous. I got nervous and I didn't remember what he said, and he got nervous and he didn't say the right phrase the second time. So he said, do you want to take me as your wife? And I said, do you mean your husband? So then he said, yes, do you want to take me as your husband? And then I said, yes, we see in all of the languages that we have in common. So French, English, and Spanish. And we had so much fun on that beach. We put some electronic music and we were alone on this fantastic pink sand beach, alone in the middle of Crete, happy, joyful, extremely happy, ecstatic, just so in love. And we were looking at the sunset and we put this fantastic music that was just perfect for the sunset. We both love electronic music and we put this electronic music and we were just like dancing alone on the beach. And we just had a moment to celebrate this love, this joy, this fantastic future that we have together, and this fantastic news that now we can share with all of the people that we love. So that was it. That was the trip. And then that night we called my mom and then we called his parents to break the news. And it was so sweet. They were like crying, really emotional. It was really, really nice. And then we came back on Sunday. On Monday, I was having dinner with my brother and his wife. So we announced to them. My sister, she lives in Argentina. So I immediately called my sister. So basically my brother and my sister would have the news at the same time because I was meeting my brother in person and my sister is in Argentina. So I wanted both of them to get the news at the same time. And then it was really hard because then we had to wait until July, from like end of May until July, to see his brothers and sisters all at the same time for another wedding. And then we told them. And then after that, we kind of like told all of the other people that we wanted to tell. And then it was like, okay, now we're going to make it public. And we hope that we didn't forget anybody in the meantime. So that was the trip. That was the proposal. And then basically my clients, my friends who were like super intuitive and they were like, so is he going to propose on this trip? What's happening? What's going on? They could sense that something was going on. And basically they were kind of like expecting me to come from this trip and to post something, of course. And I didn't post anything. Silence. And they were like, oh my God, so then it didn't happen. And everybody was expecting, right? Everybody was expecting the trip to Greece to be the announcement. And then it was the announcement, but I just didn't make it public yet because I couldn't. And then when I told my friends, when I told some clients, they were like, I knew it. So it was really fun. And it was fun to see also how intuitive women are. Many people picked it up, and I didn't say anything. I think you guys could feel my energy, and maybe you could feel that I could feel that something was happening, which was really fun to watch. And yeah, so it did happen. And here we are. Here's the public announcement. So that was it. And basically, that was the proposal. That was the trip. It was fantastic. Then we came back to Paris, and he had given me, so on this trip, he gave me a ring that was kind of like a symbolic ring, just to wait for the final ring. So the final ring was costume made with a person that helps you conceive the ring, buy the diamonds, talk to the goldsmith. The goldsmith is the person that actually handcrafts the ring. So basically, I had a ring that was a symbolic ring after this trip, and we were kind of like waiting for the final ring to arrive in August. And basically, he showed me the ring that he was building with this person, and it wasn't necessarily what I thought it would be. So basically, let me share the ring drama, because there was a drama. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun, girls. So let me spill all the tea, all the details, all the good things, the bad things, the drama, everything. So basically, the first idea for the ring was, he told this person some things about my personality, who I was, like things about me. And this person said, oh my God, she's very solar. She has a very solar personality. Maybe you should get her a pink diamond. A pink diamond is the rarest diamond that there is. It's much more rare than the regular, like kind of like translucent diamond that I have right now. So basically, this person told him, maybe you should get her a pink diamond. A pink diamond is a very rare diamond. So it's a symbol of how rare, how beautiful your relationship is, how difficult it can be to find a relationship like the one you have. So the symbolics of it were fantastic. It was really nice. The color of the diamond was fantastic. It's like this very light pink. It's almost transparent diamond, but it's not. It's pink, but very, 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 a very light shade of pink. Just fantastic. Imagine the most fantastic pink diamond you can think of. Very light pink. Imagine the most fantastic thing you've ever seen. It was that color. So that was just like fantastic, beautiful, beautiful color. So the idea was to have a golden ring with this pink, light pink diamond. Now, the thing was that the pink diamond, because it was so rare and so difficult to find, and it's the most expensive kind of diamond, in the end, it was kind of like a small diamond. So I already have this ring, which is a ring that I bought for myself. So if you're watching this on video on YouTube or Spotify with video, so I bought this ring for myself. It's gold, small diamond. I think this is 0.25 carat. So this was a gift that I gave to myself a couple of years ago. And the ring that I was going to get for my engagement ring was a 0.40 carat. So would have been a little bit bigger than this one, but kind of like exactly the same. It was basically gold, small diamond. This one is transparent. I would have had pink, light pink one. So that was really hard. That was a really hard week because he had been working on this ring for months. And they had already bought the diamond, but I didn't like the idea. I mean, the idea is beautiful. It's a very elegant, timeless, iconic ring that you could probably wear in 30 years and it would still be a beautiful, delicate ring. But the thing is that it wasn't really what I had imagined my whole life, maybe, or this last couple of years. I knew that I wanted a yellow gold ring. I knew that I wanted a diamond. And then I was hesitating between round or oval. I think I could have liked both of them, but I think I wanted something like a little bit bigger, like the one that I have now. Maybe a carat something on diamond. And this was like 0.4. So that week was difficult because I didn't know if I should tell him or not, if I should kind of like wait and get the ring because the diamond was already bought and the creative process was well on its way now, or if I should say something and try to change the ring if possible. So that was a weird week. In the end, I couldn't keep it inside any longer. And at some point, I told him that I didn't necessarily like the first concept of the ring. As you can imagine, it was a very difficult conversation and a very difficult day following that, because, of course, he had put so much effort into that. He had put so many months of looking for that diamond, buying that diamond, the whole creative process. And then your girlfriend, fiance tells you she's not pleased with the result. Not that I didn't like it. I think if that would have been a gift for my birthday, I would have been so happy with it because it was really, really beautiful. But I think given that it's the engagement ring and that you get one of those normally once in your life, I think I wanted to have a piece that was a very unique, a very important piece of jewelry, not just a small little ring like the one that I have right now. So as you can imagine, that week was complicated, but basically he spoke to this person that was conceiving the ring and buying the diamonds and doing all of the execution for the ring. And basically this person was so kind, so flexible. And this person told him, look, maybe if she imagined herself her whole life with a different kind of ring, maybe we need to create a new ring. And, a wedding ring is something that is extremely important for a woman. And if she has seen herself with a certain kind of ring her whole life, it's kind of difficult to now change your idea of the ring, basically. And this person told him, no worries, we're going to start from scratch. Let's understand what she really wants. And we're going to do the whole thing over again. No problem. So basically, that's what happened. I started kind of like understanding what I really, 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 truly, truly, truly wanted for the ring in detail. And we designed a ring together. And basically, then that ring diamonds were bought for that ring. The gold was bought for that ring. And then all of the elements were taken to the goldsmith. And the goldsmith created a beautiful, unique piece that no one will ever have. So this is the final result. And it's really beautiful, really, really beautiful. If you really want to see it, again, go on YouTube or Spotify video. So basically you have one diamond in the center and then you have 12 little diamonds on the sides. And I think the size is just perfect. I wouldn't want anything bigger than this. It would be too much. A couple of weeks ago, I know that Cristiano Ronaldo gave a ring to his future wife. And it was like this gigantic thing. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I would not be able to see such a thing on my hands. So I'm super, super happy with the size and the materials and the shape and everything. So yeah, that's the ring basically. Basically, that was the ring. So now we also have the pink diamond because they had already bought the pink diamond. So we are still to decide what is going to happen to that pink diamond. Maybe if we have a girl one day, we can create a ring for her or a necklace for her because the diamond is truly, truly beautiful. So we'll see. So the pink diamond is there And the ring, the final ring is here. And, and the ring drama was solved. But it was complicated because imagine, like I was putting myself on his shoes and thinking, he's been working for months for this. And of course, he wants to see me happy. And then the fact that I wasn't truly pleased with the original idea, it is difficult for him. And then also from my side, it's an engagement ring. It's not a birthday ring. You know, I wouldn't care if it's a small ring, if it's a birthday ring that I'm going to have, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 birthdays, that's fine. But if I'm going to get only one, it needs to be very, 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 very special. So here we are. Luckily, the person that was designing the ring was very flexible. Here we are. Here's the final ring. We're all good. Everybody's happy now. The ring drama is in the past and it's all good now. But oh my God, it was kind of a complicated week. And I was like, oh my God, like, have I ruined the whole thing? But no, I think we just needed to talk and we needed to really understand, you know, like how we both saw the situation and then find an agreement. So that's what happened. Now the ring is here. He loves it. I love it. We're all happy. All good. So enough about the ring. And now I want to share with you guys what this means in terms of potential wedding and all of that. So basically, I know that many couples, basically, when they announce that they are getting married, typically the lead time is 1 year from the time that people announce to the moment that they actually get married. In our case, it's not going to be that. In our case, this ring, it's more a sign of engagement. It's a sign of commitment. It's a sign that we found our person. It's the sign that we will start a family together. It's the sign that we are committed to one another, that we love one another. But it doesn't mean that we're going to organize a wedding right now. We are not organizing a wedding right now. We're not looking for dates. We don't know in which country we would do it, because we could do it in Argentina, we could do it in France, we could do it in some other country. We don't have dates yet. It's very, very, very early days in the discussion. So I think it's more a direction, a commitment, an engagement, rather than, okay, so in 1 year, September 2026, we're getting married. That's not the situation. We don't have the capacity right now to organize a wedding. And we don't even know which kind of wedding we want. As you know, I'm very out of the box. I do my own thing. So also in terms of the wedding, what does that mean? Are we going to do something more traditional? Do we do something out of the box? So where do we do it? Which dates? So there's still many questions that have not even been discussed yet. It's not even TBC, it's to be discussed. So let's see. I'll keep you in the loop. So far, there is no date for wedding and we don't have the capacity to organize a wedding right now, but it's coming. Probably, who knows, maybe end of 2026, beginning of 27, like we will see. So, but it's happening. At some point, it's happening. We're getting married at some point. But complete surrender and trust and flow, because we're focused on other things right now. We just moved to the apartment in Paris. We still have things to do in the apartment in Paris. We're both very busy with work. It's just not the right timing to organize a wedding right now, but it will happen. Maybe end of 26, maybe beginning of 27, we'll see. And extremely loved, extremely united, extremely connected. It's just such a beautiful moment. Just this connection with someone. And yeah, I think I'll probably cry. But when we were there in Crete, after this happened, we were in a cab and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I wish I could travel back in time and tell so many things to the past versions of me. I wish I could tell the 15-year-old who was listening to romantic music, thought that she would never be loved, who thought that she would always be alone, who believed that she didn't deserve love. I wish I could go back her, and I wish I could tell her that her story also has a happy ending and that she will find her Prince Charming and that she doesn't need to worry about love at all. There's going to be a point in her life in which she's going to get so much love and her heart is going to be so filled with love that she has literally nothing to worry about. That she's 15 years old. She can just enjoy life, study, travel, focus on building her career and just enjoy life. She has nothing to worry about. Her story ends with a happy ending and a Prince Charming that loves her so much. And I wish I could 27-year-old version of me who broke up a 4-year relationship and she was so afraid that she would never be loved again. And she was so afraid of leaving that relationship because she thought she wouldn't be this loved again. And I wish I could tell her that this is the right decision, that breaking with that relationship, it hurts, but it's the right decision. And that she will not only find love, but she will find a relationship in which there's a project together, in which there's a future together, a relationship that just makes sense, a relationship that is a full body yes. It's so easy, so simple that it just makes sense to be in that relationship because it feels so good, that it is okay to suffer because she's living in a 4-year relationship, but she is going to find something much better for her, much, much better for her. I wish I could tell the single version of me, the version that was, kind of like enjoying life, but also in the back of her heart, she always wanted to meet her person. I wish I could tell her, you know what? Don't worry. At some point, you will find your person. But for now, go have fun, explore, meet guys just for fun, explore your sexuality, expand your horizons, just do everything, be everything. The world is so vast. There are so many experiences, opportunities, sensations, things to explore. Just go out into the world, have fun, enjoy your body, enjoy pleasure, just go out and have fun. And I wish I could tell the heartbroken Mercedes who was with a bunch of guys that did not love her back, that did not respect her, that did not make the efforts that they could have or should have been doing to be with her. I wish I could tell her, girl, you're not wasting 1 second for anybody who doesn't deserve your love, who gives you so much love and who's ready to receive your love. And I wish I could tell her, your energy is the most precious currency that you have, and not everybody gets access to that. Be picky, have high standards. If they meet your standards, fine. If they don't, out. So I wish I could hug her, comfort her in times of heartbreak, and also tell her that her story ends up with a happy ending, that her story ends with a Prince Charming, and to these past versions of myself, and just really nurture them, support them, love them, and tell them that there is a happy ending. There is a Prince Charming. She has nothing to worry about and she can just enjoy life in the meantime. I wish I could tell all of those versions, you are loved, you breathe love in and out. You are loved. You've always been loved. You just had to get used to getting loved by men and by the right man. You deserve to be loved because you are loved. So it's only natural that there is love in your life. So that's what I wanted to share, you guys. It's a bit of a long episode, but there is so much juice that I wanted to share with you. All of the details, truly everything, from the proposal to whether I was expecting it or not, to the ring drama, to my feelings and my thoughts around this. And yeah, and that's the whole story. We are super happy. We are so united, so in love, so connected, truly enjoying life together in Paris, and just very excited and very positive and very hopeful about everything that life is going to bring from now on together. Now we are, with this engagement and with the future wedding, we are committing to doing life together. And that means a lot. That means through thick and thin, through wealth and poverty, through health and health issues, through anything, through the easy and the hard, anything that life will throw at us. We are committing to doing life together, but we communicate so well. He really listens in general. He's a man that really listens. He's very present, and I listen a lot, and I am very present also. So I trust, I don't know what life is going to bring, but I do trust that, first of all, I tend to be very lucky. And second, if I know that words have a meaning, and the words that you pronounce when you're getting married are important. It means that no matter what happens, beautiful, hard, anything, you will always be there for one another. So I take the words that are pronounced on a marriage very, very, very deeply. Because I've seen my mom honor her vows, honor her commitment to my dad. So I hope we're going to get a different story. I hope we're going to get a longer story than my parents did. But that's what it means. It means doing life together from now on. Whatever that means. You never know what that means. I hope it means many, many beautiful things. But in case there's also some obstacles or some hardships, it also means that we do it together. So I'm going to try to stop crying now. But yeah, we're very happy. And I think both of us, we're both Libras. Come on, like Libra, one of the things that a Libra would want is just to find their person. So I think we've both been waiting our whole lives for these moments, and we're both extremely happy, extremely grateful, extremely in love, extremely connected. That's it, my love. I'm gonna end the episode here because I can't seem to stop crying. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this journey. Now, Blisstopia podcast is more than 3 years old. And of course, things happen. I moved to another country. I lost my dad. I get engaged. And I really appreciate you for being here on the ride with me, doing everything with me. I really appreciate you for being on this ride. And we have lots to celebrate now. So thank you so much for being on this episode. I love you so much. I will see you on the next episode. And in the meantime, in Blisstopia we trust.